Greetings, this is Spec Ops 56 and my good friend and Indian companion Jonto coming to you once again from Beer Tasting Central. This is going to be Homebrew beer review. I think this is number 4. At least that's what I'm going to number it. This is a beer that we just brewed back in November, actually on the 21st of November 2015, and it's been bottle conditioning and aging since, and this is the first chance we've had to try it out. So we thought we'd do it as a review. I'm doing our homebrew beers reviews separately from our regular beer review series, so that's why they'll have different numbers. This I call my Dead Terrorist Ale from Aloha Snack Bar Brewing. Okay. This was a bit of an experiment. Basically what happened was Mr. Beer had a special sale going on a few months ago, and I was able to pick up a can of their Oktoberfest hopped malt extract. And I decided that I would use that as the basis for a beer of my own recipe to see just what I could come up with. So just to give you a little bit of information, I used the Oktoberfest hopped malt extract as the basis. I added some chocolate malt. I also added some Saz hops and some Hallertau hops. I also added a little bit of maple syrup, and I added some oak chips. So then we're going to see what what all that makes. So anyway, so I couldn't give you that this is a specific style of beer because it's just something I threw together to see what would happen. Now there's another, hopefully you get a good look at our label. And if you don't like it, I kill you. So anyway, let's see. Open that puppy. We do have some carbonation. So I have no idea how this turned out, but we do seem to have some decent head. I'm happy about that. I'm liking what I'm seeing so far. It's a khaki medium brown head, dissipating rather rapidly, which I don't seem to have the knack yet of figuring out how to get proper head retention on my beers yet. This came out to 4.7% alcohol by volume, as I figured it. As you can see, it is a dark beer.
Right there.
You can see some light, but not a whole lot, and it's got a reddish tint to it, what you can see, and it's got a little bit of bubbling coming up from the bottom. I'm going to have to figure out how to get some better head retention in my homebrews, but for now, let's just drink it.
All right.
That's the whole point. Now let's have a sniff. See what we got. What are you smelling?
I smell a little malt. Almost like chocolate.
I definitely smell malt. Malt sweetness. Not a lot else. Well, let's have a taste.
Mm. Very smooth. Almost coffee.
Yes. Malt sweetness, right off the bat. It's a little more carbonated than I expected.
Mm-hmm.
A little bit more tongue tingly.
Yeah, I noticed that. That is
There's
good.
definite malt sweetness. It is a slight chocolatey coffee
Mm-hmm.
flavor to it I wasn't expecting, but I think I can also taste the oak notes in it from the oak chips that I used. I used the darker French oak chips.
That's what I'm tasting too. There's no bitterness at the end.
And basically I put the chips in the ferment and I left them there. So, I'm liking it.
I'm liking this.
It's no bitterness.
Mm-mm.
And I'm not picking up much of the hops. Are you?
No. If so, it's a subtle hint.
Yeah, I was just gonna say it's very subtle. It's kind of there,
Yeah.
but you have to look for it.
Yeah.
I like it.
I do too.
I'm not quite sure how to describe it as a style. What does it remind you of? It's not stout
No.
because it's not bitter enough to be a stout, not strong enough. Reminds me a little of a nut brown ale without the nut,
Mm-hmm.
only darker.
But it is good.
It's not bad at all. This is another one that's it's refreshing. It's for a dark beer, it's refreshing, and it's the kind of beer you could sit and drink a few.
I could drink a couple of these.
Yeah, you could definitely drink more than one of these and not have a problem. There's no alcohol, booziness
Mm-mm.
at all. JP keeps telling me that we keep getting better.
Yeah.
With every batch we do, we keep getting better. The beer keeps getting better. So I think he's right. This reminds me a little bit of our first one, our Shadow Nose Evil Porter.
Yeah.
Only milder, sweeter,
Yeah.
and better.
This is good. I'm finishing it.
Oh yeah, this is not bad at all, if I do say so myself. Now I'll have to take one down and see what JP and Jake have to say about it.
I think they'll like it. I know I do.
And we'll have another one homebrew coming up in just probably about 3 weeks or so, because I just bottled the lager that we did over December and January, and so it's bottle conditioning now. It's a Maibach, and so far from the sample taste I took when I bottled it, I think it's going to be a good one too. So I gotta say we are getting better and better at this homebrew thing.
No doubt.
Geist, I plan to send you one of these along with our Maibach once it's ready to go. So, and if we can get it done in time, we're doing a bigger batch of John Toe's Red Man Ale, and I'll send you one of those too. So I definitely want to see what you have to say. And I might send one out to one or two of you other beer aficionados that subscribe to me. You'll just have to wait and see. Well, what else? You got anything else to say about this?
I don't. It's a good one. Like you said, we're getting better every time.
Yeah, it's not bad for a dead terrorist.
And it's gone. I finished that terrorist off.
Yeah, you sure did.
That was good.
You didn't waste any time with that one.
No.
I think I can predict that we're going to be giving this one 2 thumbs up, 4 thumbs up with toes.
Yeah. Everything else we could.
Yeah, almost everything.
Oh.
Okay, well, you go do that while you already finished yours, so I'm going to finish mine. But wait, there's more. A couple of things we didn't mention that we should have, because we just started noticing them. Or we just started pinning down what it was that we noticed, but couldn't quite describe. One of the things I remembered was the oat chips that I used. I had soaked them for a few days in some Kraken spiced rum before I put them in the fermenter. And that's the thing that we're tasting that we couldn't quite pick out. We're tasting not only the oak tones, but we're also tasting the rum, an essence of the rum in there toward the finish. And that's what it is, along with a little bit of the maple syrup. I didn't put much maple syrup in it, but there's a very slight hint of the maple syrup in there. But the rum, the oak and the rum especially, are making themselves known as you drink it. So just wanted to mention that, just so you got a full understanding of how we did and how this came out. So that's it. This time for real. So long.